we're going to introduce how we're going to divide up the missions.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Okay.
So the robot comes along like this and pushes this over. Then it makes a slight arc this way, lines up with the wall, comes by, somehow, we don't know yet how, engages this lever, and then has a passive attachment that brings it around like that and spins it. Then
we will also have another passive attachment on the front of the robot, which would just pick up the knowledge cube. Then we would pivot slightly, drive along here, and then figure out where we are based on this green line. Then continue driving and have an attachment that's connected to the motor that just pulls this, which activates the picture. And then you could just pivot again and drive over here.
Then we're gonna have an attachment that pulls this up and also moves back and then lifts this up.
And we want to come along here somehow, figure out how to do this one while we're passing this area, and then when we get to this side of the table, we're not too sure how that's going to work out because we don't know which part this is going to be, but we might have something over here. We could align this up and then do this one at the same time if we could find an attachment over here. If we weren't going to do it over here, that pulls this and gets that up. We might pick up the basket. We're not too sure what to do with it yet because the problem is that we have to get it back to base. And then after that, we're going to have something on the robot, put that in and have it drop the ring. Then something will pick up the ring and bring it back to base. Hopefully throughout all this time, the passive attachment, or maybe not passive attachment, would be collecting all these rings that we've already taken out, and I just killed that. Would be taking out all the rings that we've already taken out, and then we would line up here and have an attachment that would hopefully not exceed over this line, and bounce the ball into the net, and accomplishing that, we would move it alongside here, navigate through there, maybe line ourselves up on this line, turn, and then we would come around this way and spin, and then pull out the correct loop.
And then we would swing around the side, and as Rachel said earlier, the passive attachment would have all the rings, which would hopefully then be put onto the seesaw. There. And it would lift up the other side, then come around through here, and knock down this, and move this, and go back to base.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the heck was that? Yeah. If one thing goes wrong, like at the beginning here, then everything else goes wrong. Like
In that mission, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be taken back to base.
I also realized that at some point here, this one attachment turned from at this point it was a passive attachment.
To an active attachment.
And then it was over here somehow an active attachment.
What if we actually had an active attachment from the beginning?
Who said we couldn't go back to base before coming out and doing this corner?
Yeah,
because we've got way too much going on.
What we just did though, we didn't come back to base.
We should have.
We should come up to base there and there and there.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
the lever is on this side of the door, so it has to be pushed down from this side. And if you guys are planning on coming back here, then you're just gonna. And also, no long words. Yeah, while we were doing that, I realized, how are we going to get the robot from here to here without spending a lot of time trying to do that? And since we really only have this one, we could, if we were going to bring the robot back to base and take that penalty, this might be a good place to do it. With having a different mission over here and then bringing it back to base and having it drive out, are we bringing it back to base I don't understand this. Because we need different attachments? Or are we just bringing it back to base because we can't figure out a way for it to get over there?
We don't have an we had an active attachment that was kind of like this, with the back part being a lot shorter. So you come along and you grab the loop, so this, and it's like that, and you lift it up enough that it actually slides over the back piece, so that way you can lower it again without it sliding forward and getting in the way.
You mean the slide back attachment like this? Like how it can go over but then can't come back?
Yes.
Like
yes, I am.
Like
This is exactly what I'm
Bridge
saying.
thing.
This sort of thing. So it slides over the one way and does not go back the other.
And action.
Okay. So we
what
need
will that
like
look like?
Everything will go wrong.
Broadway poses.
very foreboding.
We'll reach.
I'll just start so that everybody else knows what I'm thinking we should do. Like, in the way we should describe what we're doing now. Shut up. It's okay.
To add on what you said about having an active attachment that would pick up the loops and it would slide over another little piece so that it couldn't go back down. You could also have a little tiny another sideways loop, so you could just lower it down, then the little sideways would just go back.
That would be perfect.
Guys, he talked about different ways of getting things back to base. What are the different ways you can get things back to base? Go ahead.
You can throw them.
You can throw them. Okay. Oh no, yeah. You can't throw them. Okay. You can throw them. What else can you do to get them? You can push them.
Them on an attachment.
Chuck the chicken! It's a perfect name!
We call it